Just a heads up, there's a guy out there mowing the lawn, so if you hear a sound, so if we're rudely interrupted by that, I do apologise. So I've literally just got back. I've just sat down from walking up to the moor, and I sat there for about an hour or so, just sort of taking in everything that was happening around me. I suppose you could say that technically this is my first like performance task / kind of actually performing to some degree. The reason why I'm not stipulating that it is a performance was because everything that happened was quite unplanned, and I didn't have any intention on performing as such. But by the time that I got back, I was a bit like, I think I kind of performed to people without thinking about it, but it happened, so there we go. What I mean by that is my original intention was just to go to the moor and sit there and draw and stuff, and draw little sketches of the place that I was in, and kind of take note of things that were around me. But as I continued to do this, I think I attracted a bit of attention without realising. For a start, I was doing a lot of drawings and notes and stuff on my whiteboard, and rubbing them out and so forth. But when I was kind of sat like drawing and looking up and stuff, you could just tell that people were aware of what I was up to. And there was one guy in particular who, one of the things that happens on the moor is there's this big bench that I was stood on, which you can walk over, you can kind of jump over to carry on to the path next to you. And there was a guy that jumped over, or looked like he was about to jump over this bench, but kind of looked as if he was about to kind of sit next to me and look at what I was writing, and then walked away. And I was a bit kind of like, dude, you can just ask me to flip the whiteboard round and you can have a look, I really don't mind. But it's that kind of audience and performer not really knowing if they're an audience and a performer. So I wonder if that was maybe what it was. This was the first time as well that I started writing like Dear Reader, Love L letters. I started kind of writing to the space, writing to things in the area. So the weather, the amount of dogs that I saw, and the accidental pigeons. I say accidental; they were still wandering around as if they wanted food from me. So there was that. I was just sat drawing really, and one of the things as well was the fact that I had headphones in. I had headphones in this whole time, and I was playing a couple of different albums just on loop. And when you're in that sort of mood to just dance and sing to what you're listening to, I kind of did that. It was really, really unintentional. I had no intentions of doing it whatsoever, but it was that kind of right, picture this. Have you ever had your headphones in and you felt like you're in a movie or something, or you feel like you're in a musical for because of the music that you're listening to? Yeah, I had that moment, and I think I was listening to Little Shop of Horrors or Paramore or something along those lines, and something just said, mouth the words. I decided to just have my headphones in and kind of mouth the words to a song from Little Shop of Horrors, because I knew the kind of choreography, and I kind of knew a kind of rhythm to the song anyway. So I was essentially singing Skid Row to passers-by as I was walking back from the moor. And it was really weird because I was kind of dancing and singing along the streets, and occasionally you could tell that people were like, what the hell is she doing? What's she doing? So it was a good laugh, actually. I really had fun, and it kind of eased me into getting used to performing to people who maybe don't have a kind of idea of what I'm already doing. Because it was completely unintentional, I had no plans for doing this at all, and I had no intention of doing it at all. In fact, it made me really nervous to begin with, to even think of singing or mouthing words to the public. I didn't directly do it to people, it was just a unconscious thing with my headphones in, just carrying on walking. So I had a really good laugh with that actually, and it's kind of given me a bit of a boost to want to do it again and again and again. I don't necessarily want to be known as the girl who wanders around with headphones and sings to the general public. But here's a clip of what... This isn't a clip of what I was actually doing. This is just an impression of what the hell I was at. This is just an impression of what was probably going on at the time, or what the audience... This is an impression of what the audience would have seen when I was doing this.